All right, let's talk about one of the biggest fights happening in medicine right now. It's the battle against heart disease, and there's a revolutionary new weapon in our arsenal, artificial intelligence.
I want you to just look at this number for a second. $17.9 million. According to the World Health Organization, that's how many people die from cardiovascular disease, not in a decade, every single year. It is, by a long shot, the world's biggest killed.
But here's the thing. For the first time ever, this opponent is up against a new kind of challenger, one that can see patterns we can't and process information on a scale that's just hard to even comprehend. This is the story of that showdown, and it is unfolding right now. So, to really get what's at stake, we first have to appreciate the sheer scale of the problem. Heart disease is a global crisis, a complex puzzle that has stumped doctors for centuries, and that's why finding a new edge is so incredibly urgent.
And that brings us to our new ally in this fight, machine learning, or ML. This is the tech that's giving doctors and scientists a completely new set of eyes, a new way to understand and even predict heart disease by turning mountains of data into life-saving clues.
And trust me, this is not some small niche idea. The interest in this has absolutely exploded. I mean, look at this. In 2018, you had about 150 research papers on the topic. By 2024, that number shot up to over 1,800. We're in the middle of a full-on research gold rush.
And this is a truly global movement. You've got researchers in India, the United States, and China leading the charge, just pouring resources and serious brainpower into cracking this nut. The entire world's scientific community is all in.
Okay, so tons of research is great, but what does it actually do? How does it go from a lab to your doctor's office? Well, in the real world, AI is already making a difference in 3 pretty huge ways. First, it can predict your personal risk of a heart attack, sometimes years before you'd ever feel a single symptom. Second, it's a massive upgrade for diagnosis. It can analyze things like ECGs and MRI scans with a speed and accuracy that's frankly superhuman. And third, it helps optimize your treatment, everything from discovering new medicines to creating a health plan that's tailored specifically to you. So how does it pull all this off? Well, the secret sauce is data, just unbelievable amounts of it. The AI sifts through your health records, your scans, your genetic code, even the data from your smartwatch, looking for these incredibly subtle patterns that a human would never, ever be able to spot.
And to give you a sense of how powerful this is, get this. A 2020 study found that an AI model could predict survival for heart failure patients using just 2 data points. 2. One is a routine kidney function number from a blood test, and the other just measures how well the heart is pumping. From just those 2 things, it could predict something so incredibly complicated. That's the kind of power we're talking about here.
Which, of course, leads to the big question. If this stuff is so powerful, why isn't it being used in every single hospital? Why isn't an AI checking out my health records right now? Well, it turns out the road from the lab to the clinic is a little bumpy.
Because turning all this amazing potential into everyday medicine means we have to solve some pretty big challenges and answer some even bigger questions.
And here's the core problem. The most powerful AI models, the most accurate ones, they're often a black box. It gives you an answer, but it can't tell you how it got that answer. You know, it's like a genius kid who aces a test but can't show you their work. A doctor just can't risk a patient's life on a recommendation from a mystery box. So the big push right now is for explainable AI, models that can actually show their reasoning so doctors can trust them. And it's not just about trust, it's about validation. An AI that was trained on data from one city might not work the same for patients in another city or another country. These tools have to be rigorously tested again and again to make sure they work safely and reliably for everyone, no matter who you are or where you live. But even with these challenges, the progress is just undeniable. And it's leading us towards ideas that honestly sound like they're ripped from the pages of science fiction, but are quickly becoming scientific fact. Let's take a quick look at what's coming. One of the most mind-blowing concepts on the horizon is the digital twin. Just imagine a perfect virtual copy of your heart living inside a computer built from all of your unique health data. It's like a crash test dummy for your own body. Doctors could run simulations, see how your disease might progress over years, or test out different drugs on your digital copy to find the absolute best one for you, all before you ever take a single pill. It's a truly revolutionary idea, and it leaves us with one final, pretty wild question to think about.
As this technology gets more and more advanced, could a digital copy of your heart, a virtual you, one day be the very thing that saves the real you? Based on everything we're seeing, that answer is looking more and more like a yes.